Good morning, my dear students of class 11th. Welcome once again to this lovely session of English. And as you know that we are proceeding with the syllabus and the flow is pretty fine, pretty good. I'm happy with the way that you children are working. And after having a good mix of completed 2 poems and 2 chapters, it's been really nice. I hope that you enjoyed the previous poetry that we did, the laburnum top, and it's good to have a lot of involvement that I'm getting from your children on a daily basis. So what do we start now? So for today's session, I decided that we will pick up a very light, easy and a very interesting story, something that will keep you, in a very pepped up mood. It will keep you very happy, and it will keep you very light, and you will enjoy it in terms of a story. So we will pick up the chapter Ranga's Marriage, written by Venkatesha Iyengar. So Ranga's marriage, as the title says, very interesting. So it revolves around Ranga, who is an accountant's son, and he is one of the rare breeds in the entire village, and he happens to be the first person who has gone to Bangalore, who has gone out of his village for higher studies after his schooling. So the narrator tells us about Ranga, and he tells us about his village. So we have the narrator who keeps us involved with lot of details of the village. He'll tell you that why the village Hosahali is so important. He'll tell you why does he get so lost, and he starts rambling because the point of discussion about the village is so interesting for him, and he blames the sahibs in England and the geographers and the cartographer that perhaps nobody knows where this village is. But then coming back to the main focus of the story, that is about Ranga's marriage, he will tell us that how Ranga's perception about marriage has changed. But the question is, have they really changed? So when he comes back, the narrator is around him, and there is a lot of excitement on Ranga's arrival. And the narrator, along with the help of a Shastri, he stages the union of Ranga with a lovely girl. So how does that happen? And in between all of this, the narrator very effectively stresses the fact that English as a language was a priceless commodity then, at the time when the narrator is writing the story, and he's telling us about Hosahali. So he says that English was a priceless commodity, and he also says that it had a lot of influence upon the people at that point of time, and so does it even now. We know that it's a universal language. So within all these things, the narrator also keeps his readers involved. So he will give you funny instances, he will give you references, okay? He will always be in a direct contact with you in such a way that he will not let your focus get diverted at all. And not even once would you feel that the story is getting bored. Yeah, it is just like any other English ka story. No, it's like not like that. So here we will begin with today Ranga's marriage. You will see how the narrator takes you along, He weaves the story beautiful, beginning from the word Ranga, and then taking us along Hosahali, inviting us to his village, and then the staging of this entire wedding or marriage of Ranga, along with involving the Shastri and so many others in it. So it is going to be a fun story. You will enjoy it. And I so hope that once we are through with this story, you will be able to identify that the story has also had a lot of regional influence. It's in Karnataka, and it's been based in Hosahali, where Kannada is the language. So a lot of stress upon the regional language. So all these little things, not very heavy topics to be serious about or to think about, but something very lightly, he brings in between, the narrator, and he just does not let you lose your interest from the story. So let's pick up your books and pencils, and let's get to the beginning of this very, very interesting chapter, the Ranga's marriage.